Welcome to Conversations. I'm your host Muqtadar Khan, and today I'm trying to do this outdoor recording. I don't know how well the audio is going to work, so this is not going to be a very long or very serious discussion. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things, and who knows whether the quality of the sound is going to be good enough for me to upload this video or not. So basically, I just wanted to talk about two or three things. One, ask this question: if Donald Trump's presidency so far has had any major impact on the global order, directly or indirectly. And the second one is, what is happening with the international system? What has happened to the rule-based order that Joe Biden used to talk about all the time? Because one of the things that has happened since Donald Trump has become president is that that very institution, actor, the state, the guarantor of the international system, which helped build the international system and which helped establish the norms and principles and values that underpin this international system, has itself become the wrecker in chief. So it's like saying that the one who built the system is the one who is now responsible for demolishing that system. So Donald Trump has done a lot to disrupt the system in the few months that he has been in president, and imagine what he can achieve if he keeps going at this pace for another 4 years really. He has got 3 years and about 8 months or 7 months left in this presidency. So what are the things that he has done? That's my second question. So number one, clearly, while he has asserted America's dominance in terms of demanding that every country in the world pay attention to his threat of imposing tariffs, and he has essentially showed that America is a very powerful country, especially from an economic point of view. He's able to threaten the European Union, threaten India, all the other important players in the system. So no doubt he has taken charge of a very powerful country, and I have in the past also written an article, well, I mean by past, I mean just a couple of months ago, that he has shown that this is not a multipolar system really. It is a unipolar system, not just in the matter of security, but also in the matter of economics. The way he has been able to single-handedly disrupt the global economic order clearly shows that those who kept arguing that in matters of security and defense, it might be a unipolar world, but when it comes to economics, it's a multipolar world. I think that particular argument has been really debunked by the amount of devastation Donald Trump has been able to cause or disruption in the international system. No other country can do that. Even China does not have the capacity to alter that. So let's look at what are the basic things that he has done. He has clearly undermined what Bill Clinton had triggered after the collapse of the Soviet Union, namely globalization. So what Donald Trump has done has really put the brakes on globalization, and he has definitely initiated what we can now safely call as deglobalization, overlapping with reglobalization. That means there are certain things which are very difficult to reverse that globalization caused, such as the emergence of global markets and global supply chains. It's very difficult for countries to go back to pre-globalization era. So the second thing that we need to understand is that even though we are moving through into a world where tariffs have suddenly become more important than free markets, where national economy and the role of states and state boundaries are also becoming very important, it is very difficult to argue that that has completely ended globalization, since we do still have supply chains. But what is happening is there is a restructuring of the supply chains taking place. There are processes called offshoring, friendshoring, etc. So yes, we might stop making iPhones in China, but that doesn't mean we will not be making iPhones overseas. They are moving to India. So things like that have been triggered primarily. Well, this process started before Donald Trump, but it was triggered by him in his first term, and now he's simply moving at a faster pace in his second term to achieve that. In terms of balance of power, clearly the fact that he has weakened the US alliance with Europe and his commitment to NATO has become a bit weaker suggests that while NATO as a force may not be as powerful at the moment, what we can probably say is that he has triggered a process where China becomes more influential because of the retreat of the United States from Asia and Europe. But he might also have triggered a process which might actually make Europe more powerful. So as Europe relies more and more on its own defense rather than the United States, under pressure from Donald Trump, as more and more countries start investing in their defense, it's quite possible they will become more powerful and less dependent on the US, making the United States a little less indispensable. So for example, Pete Hegseth at the Shangri-La Dialogue yesterday in Singapore really demanded that Asian countries invest more in their defense. I don't know why he would do that, because one, he basically wants to say that don't rely on America, rely more on yourself. Okay, that is fine. But what he's also trying to say is perhaps he's saying, all right, buy more weapons from the United States. Is it just a marketing mercantilist gimmick, or is it a much more profounder argument or suggestion to say that don't rely on the United States for your security, rely only on yourself? So that is the message that Donald Trump is sending, that please do not rely on the United States. We are not going to be the global policeman. We are not going to take sides. And he has shown that in a big way, the commitment that the US and Europe had made to Ukraine's security during the time of Joe Biden. You don't see that commitment anymore from Donald Trump. He's trying to end these wars for sure. I mean, he's getting involved in nearly every major conflict on earth. That clearly shows that his administration is not isolationist. They are still engaged with the world, even more so than Joe Biden, really. But the engagement is of a different nature, and the engagement is not designed to strengthen and sustain the international liberal order. What it is designed to do is to essentially safeguard and advance US national interests defined in a very narrow and short-term terms. So that is I think what Donald Trump is trying to do. He's disrupting the global order. He's not even respecting the norms that shape the global order. His attempt to destroy the international civil criminal code, ICC, ICJ, in order to protect Israel. So basically, he's neither respecting the norms nor the security architecture, nor is he really interested in sustaining the global economic order, which he thinks has been cruel and abusive and exploitative of the US, and he's using tariffs as a demolition ball to destroy it. So, how has the world changed? Well, some things have definitely changed, and they are not necessarily because of Donald Trump. India has become the fourth biggest economy. Japan is now number 5. Germany, which a few years ago was at number 4, has become number 3. So the global economic pecking order is US, followed by China, followed by Germany, followed by India, and followed by Japan. So now you have in the top 4 economies, 2 from G7 and 2 from BRICS. So that's one big change. The second thing that you notice is clearly that Russia and China have become more important than they were last year. Even though China has been seen as a peer competitor of the US, now it appears that China is going to become far more important, especially for the global South, as compared to the US. So in that sense, you could argue that there is a change in the pecking order globally. But I don't see any signs of China really stepping up. In the last 2 years, China has, or in the last 4 months since Trump has become president since January, there's nothing that China has done which is significant and major to hint that China is ready to replace the US as the guarantor of the existing international system. So anyway, these are some of the thoughts I wanted to share. I am walking in a park called the Glasgow Park, and this is really very beautiful. This is about a few miles from my house, and in the summer it is absolutely fantastic. You also see a lot of deer in this park. I haven't spotted any at the moment, but I'm going to take your leave now. So if I do upload this and you do watch this, don't forget to subscribe to Conversations, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share this with your socio-political network. Until next time, I'm your host, Muqtadar Khan. Take care. Bye.